know, he was in, he won the Royal Rumble last year. We know that Cody was going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania last year. We know that he did not win. We know he didn't win, so uh, he didn't win, and it seemed like he never really bounced back. I mean, he had feuds with Brock Lesnar. It was a solid feud, very good solid feud with Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's just sad. I mean, Cody Rhodes, what's the story? The story was before he even won the Royal Rumble. Let's not forget that Cody Rhodes did have injury. He had an injury, and I think his injury, it took him out for 6 months. It took him out for 6 months. He came back near the Royal Rumble, and it seemed like he was on his way. What Peter realized is he wasn't the first option. WWE already contacted Stone Cold and The Rock to do WrestleMania 39 against Roman, and they both said no. Cody was the next guy line, rumored supposedly, and he won the Rumble, but it was so obvious that he won, and I believe his injury. I know, like I said, injuries do happen. You get that. It do happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. And the thing with Cody Rhodes is, I believe that his 2022 injury played a factor in his story. He kind of put a dent on his story. Now, I put a dent on his story because when he came back, he was immediately thrown to win the Royal Rumble and immediately get thrown to the main event. Now, we may say that's a good thing with Cody, but it really was not, because everything went so fast with Cody Rhodes. It went fast. I mean, I don't get it. But I believe that his 2023 Royal Rumble win was a mistake. Why was his 2023 Royal Rumble win a mistake? It was obvious he was going to win. He came back from injury. That was his first match coming back from injury, which was last January, a year ago. When he came back a year ago, he won. He beat Gunther, who was in number one, that started number one in the Rumble. And he went on to face Roman, because we only had one title. There was not two titles like it is now with the World Heavyweight Championship. So it was so obvious. And he kept saying, I have to finish the story. But the thing about it is, will his story ever truly begin? Will it ever begin with that? That's the thing with Cody. Will it ever begin? That's why I want to know. Is the story ever going to begin with Cody Rhodes? And I'm not sure if it will or won't begin. But I do like the fact that it may seem like Cody was going to win, but with the bloodline running strong as ever, it didn't. And Cody lost. And it seemed like he lost. He did have a good feud with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar turned on him. The Raw after WrestleMania, they had their feud, saying he was buddy with Cody till he F5'd him. And then, they had the match at Night of Champions. They had the match at Backlash. Backlash, Cody won. Then Night of Champions, Brock won. Then they had the final encounter at SummerSlam 2023, which was a great match between Cody and Brock, because Brock made Cody look good. He gave him his props. They held each other's hands up and everything, and it was mutual respect between Cody and Brock. Then he gets his viewers just getting off more, spent mist in his face. Cody, was irritated, tired of it, and it seems like it's still ongoing. And that match in that feud has been lackluster. Shinsuke and Cody, come on. It did not do anything for him. I like I said, I think that it all led to, it sped up once Cody came back at the Royal Rumble and he won the whole match. And he's been pushed in this whole thing. It seemed like as soon as he came back, he was pushed up. Then as soon as he lost WrestleMania, he came right back down. Now he's at a stagnant state. So this whole story thing, for what? What is the story? What is the story about? Because honestly, you're not going to even win. Your story's not really going to begin, Cody, until you win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. That's when you're going to win the match. That's when you're going to win, Cody. That's when your story's going to start. And I don't think that's going to happen if you keep talking about the finish the story. You've been saying that for a year straight, Cody. What story? What story finishing? Your views are not getting better. Now, hopefully, the one they teased with Drew McIntyre tonight, maybe that feud will be good. But Brock Lesnar was solid. Roman beat you. Shinsuke was whack. I mean, that Shinsuke one was really, really whack. Let's be honest there. It was not whack. I mean, some of your feuds have been predictable. For the most part, your feuds have been predictable. We knew he was gonna face against Roman. And we knew Shinsuke was come. Shinsuke, we didn't, when I mean predictable feuds, I don't mean like we know they're gonna face each other. Seem like we know who's gonna get over in the feud. I knew when he faced against Roman Reigns, Roman will win possibly. I knew with Brock that they would trade wins, which they did, and I knew he would win against Shinsuke Nakamura. So most of his feuds have been predictable, except for the Brock Lesnar ones. They ain't been too much predictable, but the rest of them have been with Cody Rhodes. That's what I'm saying. What is the deal with this story? I've been hearing this story. I even heard it tonight on Monday Night Raw, and it's just getting old and tired. It's getting very, very repetitive. I mean, like I said, maybe the Drew new feud with Drew will be, maybe it'll be interesting that he had with Drew, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. We do not know. But I think, like I said, he got pushed in way too fast with the whole, story as soon as he came back. I think if Cody didn't get hurt, he probably wouldn't have got in the main. He would have got maybe in the main event or not, but they could at least build some type of story with him coming back. Then it got to the point where since we knew he was coming back for Royal Rumble, they had to go ahead and advertise it on TV, getting him prepared, playing clips and stuff when he was hurt when he came back. So we all knew that. We all knew he was going to come back. We all knew he was going to come back. I mean, that does not make a great story like they say it is, But what do I know? The story, the story's starting to get kind of boring, Cody. Your story's getting boring because I don't see too much action in it. We need some great, suspense. We need some great, at least nail biters. We need something. And the closest we got a nail biter we haven't got was this WrestleMania 39. That's when it was really the most interesting. But we need something better to the story, man. We need some type of a turning point. We need a real turning point. More turning point than TNA turning point. We need something that's going to help this story build, because I like Cody as a competitor, but with the booking, everything, I just don't see the story going anywhere. It's just going nowhere. And another thing besides all of that, of this all these factors of the injury and the Rumble win, there's other factors that's stopping Cody that's getting away with his story. Let's be honest here. We got a couple people that's stopping his